This rendered image that you're looking at took just over 2 seconds on enhanced low anti-aliasing, and it's taking advantage of the 2-point polys using the glow setting. Now, if I had to manually create each one of these 2-point polys, it could take quite some time, but there's a really fast technique that I'd like to show you on how to create this on something complex like a head or various objects. So let's go over to Modeler and take a look. So in the earlier videos you saw that you can just take and create a spline, extrude it, and delete these points, and you end up with a 2-point poly chain. Okay, that's just one way. In the other videos you saw there's a couple other ways to do it. So knowing that, let's take a look at a few ways to create this. I'm going to go to an object that I've got some pieces set up. This is a 2-point poly chain. This is an actual object, but I created it by drawing a spline and extruding it. Now, instead of turning this into a 2-point poly chain, which is kind of like what I just showed you, I'd like to take it a step further. So in layer 1, I've created, this is my cheesy 5-second Nerny shape, just some random geometry detail that I'm going to put in the background, and then I'm going to go over to Construct, Drill, and I'm going to stencil that shape onto this blue shape right here. And I'm going to use the surface of delete me, because I'm going to plan on deleting that. And then I'm going to do it in the y-axis so that it stencils it down here. So, okay, I've got it stenciled. Again, now it's stenciled that shape on there, but I want to delete it, so I'm going to select from the Polygon statistic window, I'm going to select the surface delete me, and I'm going to delete it just like it asked me to. So I've got this shape. Now, I don't have any 2-point polys that I can glow, but creating 2-point polys from this is quite simple. Most people would think to go ahead and just select all these points and then create a 2-point poly chain from it. But a faster way is what I had showed earlier, but it's just extrude this out, okay, select these points and delete. Okay, doesn't look like I've done much, but if I go over to my Polygon statistics window and select the 2-point polys, I can cut them, go to a new layer and paste them, and now I have a 2-point poly chain that's pretty complex. If I would have had to have drawn, selected the points all in this curve, it can create 2-point polys. It could take quite some time, but doing it this way was really fast. So now, this is some crazy shape, and it's not a face, but it's the same concept if we go over to a face. So let's go over to a face here. Here's just a basic head model, and what I can do is, I'm going to just bring this out to 4 windows. I can go ahead and freeze it so I get a little more geometry to work with. And if I go and randomly start selecting some geometry to delete, like so, I can also take advantage of some of the new selection tools in Lightwave. I'm going to go to Texture Wire, and because I worked with edge loops here, I can go in and select a few polygons and select loop and hit delete and start creating some deleted polygon shapes that way until I end up with something like this. Okay, so I just quickly use select loop, which I went ahead and made a shortcut key of Control L for, but if you don't have a shortcut key, you go to View, Selection, More, Select Loop. Okay? And I just created some kind of pattern. Now, once I have that, this is going to take a little longer because it's more points to extrude, but I'm going to extrude, give it a second to think about all those points that it's carrying over. There we go. Okay, I'm going to zoom out, select all these newly created points. Make sure you're in point mode and not polygon mode. I'm going to hit delete. Then, just like we did before from the Polygon statistics, select the 2-point polys, cut, paste, And now I've created lots and lots and lots of two-point polychains very quickly. Now, taking this and sending it over to layout and applying glow gives you the effect that we saw here in this render. Of course, here I went ahead and created two sets with slightly different geometry shapes so that I have the blue and the yellow, and sometimes they overlap and you get this nice little split between blue and orange and yellow, and sometimes just the yellow shows through and sometimes just the blue. And so playing with those techniques, playing with the different shapes will get you different looks. And this works on fully animated characters because you can rig a character, animate it, and then just swap out the object with these lines, and you get a nice render. So there you go. I can't wait to see what cool animations and images you guys come up with using this technique.